Hello friends, so in last video lecture we had completed the two important questions. First one was the attitudinal gradients and second one was about the species area relationships. And now in today's video lecture we will talk about the next topic, and the name of topic is the importance of species diversity to the particular ecosystem. Okay, so you know that in each and every ecosystem different types of species diversity will be there. So in some ecosystem large number of species diversity is found, means so many species are there, while in other ecosystem minimum species are there. Okay, so some ecosystem having greater diversity while other having the lesser diversity. So in this question we will talk about the importance of the species biodiversity found in the different type of ecosystem. So this question is not important according to view of theory, but for the MCQ you will learn this question. Okay, but we will use the same method of the easy language. So see the title, the importance of species diversity to the ecosystem. Okay, see first point, does the number of species in a community really matter to a functioning of the ecosystem? It means what? It means, what do you think? That species numbers, means number of species, are really important for a particular ecosystem. This is a question for which ecologists have not been able to give a definitive answer. Okay, so it is one type of question. Okay, what is question? Does the number of particular species in a particular community really matter to the functioning of the ecosystem? Means numbers matter for ecosystem. So it is one type of question for which ecologists have not been able to give a perfect answer. Okay, so in first point one question like this. Now see in second point, for many times ecologists believed that communities with more species, means ecosystem with more species, generally tend to be more stable than those with the less species. It means we can say that according to maximum ecologist or ecologist believed that if one ecosystem having maximum species, then it will be more stable compared to the other. Okay, for example, if we have the two ecosystem A and ecosystem B, ecosystem A having 1000 species while ecosystem B having 100 species. Okay, so ecosystem A having 1000 means more species are there. So if more species are there in ecosystem, it will be more stable, while ecosystem B having only 100 species, then it will be lesser compared to the ecosystem A. So ecosystem B is not more stable compared to ecosystem A. Okay, so point number 3, what exactly is stability for a biological community? So again another question. So we can say that a stable community should not show too much variation. See, it is important. A stable community should not show too much variation in the productivity from year to year. It must be either resistance to occasional disturbances occurred by nature or the mankind, means natural disturbances or man-made disturbances, and it must be resistance to invasion by the alien species. Okay, so in point number 3 we can say that in point number 3 there is a one question, that what exactly is stability for a biological community, means what are the perfect character, what will be the ideal biological community. So in ideal biological community, see, a stable community should not show too much variation, means maximum variation is not allowed in what, in the productivity from year to year. Okay, so productivity will be similar compared to the previous year. It must be either resistance, okay, means particular ideal community having the resistance power against what, against the occasional disturbances. Okay, not regular but occasional disturbances, and disturbances may be of the nature or of mankind. okay, and it must be able to resistant to invasion by the alien species. So these are the some characters. So you will remember these all characters for the MCQ purpose. So in this page total 3 points are there, and all of them are the questions and answers. So now if we talk about the next page, point number 4, we don't know how these attributes are linked to species richness in a community. Yes, it is true that because we don't have a 100% clear cut idea about this, how these aspects means attributes are connected with the species richness in a particular community. So this concept is completed. Now if we talk about the next concept, so now see there is a one name of scientist and the name is David Tillman. So first of all underline this name. Then what is the name? Name of scientist is David Tillman. So according to David Tillman, his long-term ecosystem experiments using outdoor plots provide some tentative answers. So David Tillman, according to David Tillman, he had worked on the ecosystem for a very long time, okay, means his experiments was long term, and he used what? He used the outdoor plots, and he and from the work done by him we can give some tentative answers. See, not perfect answer but some tentative answers. So again David Tillman. Now see the next point. He found that plots with more species showed less year-to-year variation in total biomass. Okay, again plots with more species means if maximum species are there, okay, if maximum species are there, here we can say that plot is one type of ecosystem. Yes, plot is what? Plot is one type of ecosystem. So if in a ecosystem maximum species are there, then this maximum species showed what? Showed less year-to-year variation, means variation will be lesser compared to year-to-year. Okay, if variation will be lesser, then this all will be the much similar in total biomass. Now see next point. He also showed that in his experiments increased diversity contribute to higher productivity. It means, underline this point, increased diversity. It means if maximum diversity is there, and then because of this maximum diversity the higher productivity will be also there. It means for the higher productivity increased diversity is responsible. So in this page we can say that about the new concept. Again we will revise this. The name of scientist will be David Tillman. His long-term ecosystem experiments using what? Outdoor plots. Underline outdoor plots, one type of ecosystem, provide some tentative answers. So from his experiment we are able to give only tentative answers, not perfect or not 100% sure answer. He found that plots means ecosystem with more species showed less year-to-year variation in total biomass, and he also showed that in his experiments increased diversity, okay, contributed to higher productivity. So underline, for higher productivity increased biodiversity is responsible. So this page is completed. Now we'll talk about the next one. See, next page we can say that we may not understand completely how species richness contribute to the well-being of an ecosystem. So again see the similar type of question is there, that we don't have any answer that how species richness means maximum species diversity is connected with the well-being of an ecosystem. So we don't have the perfect answer of this particular question. Point number 3, but we can say that we know enough to realize that rich biodiversity is not only essential for ecosystem health but imperative for the very survival of the human race on this planet. Okay, see, we don't know the perfect answer of point number 2. It means we don't know that species richness is how much important for any ecosystem, but We know enough that if rich biodiversity is there, then this rich biodiversity is very essential for the ecosystem health, and it is also very much important for the survival, okay, of the total human race on this planet. It means for the survival of us, means survival of the human race, okay, whole human race. We can say that maximum diversity or the rich biodiversity is also important. And now see, in point number 4 we have some questions. So first one, does it matter to us if a few species become extinct? But so we can't give the perfect answer of all this question, but see, some questions are there. Does it really matter to us if a few species become extinct? Second question, would Western Ghats ecosystem be less functional if one of its tree frog species is lost forever? Question number 3, how is our quality of life affected if, say, instead of 20,000 we have only 15,000 species of ants on earth? So species of ant is connected with our daily life. We don't know the perfect answer of these all questions. So see, in this page we have total 3 points. In point number 2 there is a one question. In point number 3 we can say that we don't have the perfect answer, but we know enough that for the survival of human race, rich species diversity is needed, okay. And in point number 4 some questions are there. So now see the next concept. We can say that we don't know have any direct answer of this all, okay. So you know that these some questions were there, but we don't know have any direct answer. And now we are going with the river popper hypothesis. So see, point number 2, underline river popper hypothesis. In some book it is written like river poppet hypothesis. So both are true. River popper or river poppet hypothesis, it is used by the Stanford ecologist, and name of ecologist is Paul Ehrlich. So underline, it is the second name of scientist is the Paul Ehrlich. Okay, so we are talking about the second scientist Paul Ehrlich, and first name was about the David Tillman. Okay, again the first name was David Tillman and second name is Paul Ehrlich. So Paul Ehrlich gave river popper hypothesis. So if we talk about this hypothesis with some example, so see, in first point the one word is there which is aeroplane. So if we compare aeroplane with an ecosystem, if aeroplane is one ecosystem, then you know that the all parts of aeroplane are jointed by rivets, okay. All different parts of aeroplanes like seats, chambers, okay, all parts of aeroplanes are jointed by the rivets. So these small rivets will be compared with the species. Again, aeroplane will be compared with ecosystem, and all parts of aeroplane are jointed by rivets, and these rivets will be compared with the species. Now see point number 3, if every passenger traveling in it, means aeroplane, starting popping a rivet to take home, then species are going to be extinct, okay, means species is equal to the species extinction. Point number 4, it may no affect flight initially, okay. So if you are taking the one rivet from the seat, it will not affect the flight initially, but if more rivets will be removed, then plane becomes dangerously weak over a period of time, okay. Now see next point. Point number 5, which rivet is removed may also be critical. So we can say that if we are going to remove the rivet found in the wings of the aeroplane, okay. Point number 6, loss of rivets on the wings will be compared with the key species that drive major ecosystem function is obviously a more serious threat to flight safely than loss of a few rivet on the seats or windows inside the plane. So it is a one story like points, okay. So this story is one type of hypothesis, and this hypothesis was given by the Stanford ecologist, and the name of ecologist will be Paul Ehrlich, and this story is known as the river popper hypothesis or river poppet hypothesis. Okay, so this question is completed here. Now we will learn this question from a textbook. See again, the importance of species diversity to the particular ecosystem. First point, does the number of species in a community really matter to the functioning of the ecosystem? It is a question for which all ecologists have not been able to give a perfect definitive answer. Okay, so we or all ecologists are not able to give the perfect answer of the first question. For many cats, ecologists believed that underlying communities with more species generally tend to be more stable than those with less species. So underline this sentence. It is the MCQ one-liner question. It means if a community having more species, it will be more stable. If a community having less species, it will be less stable. What exactly is stability for a biological community? Okay, so we can say that a stable community. Now see, these are the characters. Okay, so characters are important. You will remember these all characters. A stable community should not show too much variation in productivity from year to year. It must be either resistance, okay, to the occasional disturbances, maybe of the natural disturbance or the mankind or means man-made disturbance, and it must also be resistance to invasions by the alien species. So these three or points are the one type of characters of a stable community. You will remember these all points. Okay, now see, next one is what? We don't know how these attributes are linked to species richness in community. Okay, so we don't know this how these all aspects are connected with the particular ecosystem, means a community. But now see, there is a one name, David Tillman. So underline this, it is important for MCQ. But David Tillman's long-term ecosystem experiments using outward plots provide some tentative answers. So blank gave tentative answers. We can say that the experiment, long-term experiment done by the David Tillman using outdoor plots. See, outdoor plots means one type of external ecosystem. Okay, so Tillman found that plots with more species showed less year-to-year variation in total biomass. So underline this. What will be the observation? What would be the observation of Tillman? Tillman found that plots means ecosystem with more species showed less year-to-year variation in total biomass. It means if ecosystem having more species means more biodiversity, then variation in biomass will be lesser comparatively. He also showed that in his experiment, increased diversity contributed to higher productivity. So again underline, increased diversity contributed to the higher productivity. It means for the higher productivity, increased diversity is responsible. It means again for the maximum productivity of ecosystem, maximum diversity is responsible. So this paragraph is completed. Now see the next one. Although we may not understand completely how species richness contribute to the well-being of an ecosystem, we know enough to realize that rich biodiversity, underline, rich biodiversity is not only essential for ecosystem health, but it is also imperative for the very survival of the human race on this planet. It means even we don't have the perfect answer of this question, but we actually know that well-being means the rich diversity is very much important for the human race on this planet. Now see, at a time when we are losing species at an alarming pace, one might ask some questions. So you know that the three questions were there. First one, does it really matter to us if a few species become extinct? Second question, would Western Ghats ecosystem be less functional if one of its tree frog species is lost forever? third question, how is our quality of life affected if, say, instead of 20,000 we have only 15,000 species of ant on earth? Means how our daily life is connected with the species of ant. So these are the some questions. Okay, and now see the last paragraph. We can say that there are no direct answer to such questions, but we can develop a proper perspective through an analogy. Means the one hypothesis, we can say that this hypothesis will be Rivet-Popper hypothesis, and which is used by the Stanford ecologist, and name will be the Paul Ehrlich. So two names are there. First name was the David Tillman, okay, and second name is the Paul Ehrlich. So two names means two MCQ. Now we will talk about this hypothesis. In an aeroplane ecosystem, all parts, see, aeroplane will be compared. Aeroplane is equal to one ecosystem. All parts are jointed together using thousands of rivets. Rivets is equal to species. Aeroplanes having thousands of rivets, so ecosystem having thousands of species. If every passenger traveling in it starts popping a rivet to take home, which will causing a species to become extinct. Okay, it may not affect flight safely initially, means proper functioning of the ecosystem, but as more and more rivets are removed, the plane becomes dangerously weak over a period of time. Furthermore, which rivet is removed may also be critical. So underline this, it is important. Which rivet is removed means which species will be affected is also important. So loss of rivet on the wings is equal to key species, means key species that drive major ecosystem function is obviously a more serious threat to flight safety compared to, means than loss of a few rivets on the seats or window inside the plane. It means if you remove the seat or the any minor, okay, then it will be safer. But you can say that if you are going to remove the rivets found on the wings, then it will be dangerous. Okay, it means if ketone species will be removed from the ecosystem, then it will be dangerous. Okay, so thus this question is completed here. Okay, so many MCQs are there. Again, MCQ, two names are there, then some characters of a stable community and some work done by the scientists. Two names are David Tillman, as well as second one is what? Second one is Paul Ehrlich. Okay, so this question is completed here. Thank you very much.